Hi everyone. So one of the questions I often get asked is how do I organize my projects? And so I'm going to go through and showcase how I organize my projects in my content browser. And maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't, but I want to give you that bit of insight into how I personally work. So I'm going to jump into Unreal and show you what I do. So here we are. We're in this game here. This is the local multiplayer series that we're currently recording as a tutorial. And I thought it would be a good place to just have up and show you how this is going to work. So generally speaking, what I have is in the content browser, I have a folder called game. And I'll make a folder for game. And the reason why I have this is that this is where the stuff that I make and I do will go in here. Everything outside of this folder is stuff that's probably going to be imported in from the marketplace or other assets like that. So if you think about everything else as the content, and then the game folder is everything that's going to be part of the actual game. So inside the game folder, we'll make several folders in here. So let's make a folder. We're going to have one for blueprints, and makes sense what will be in there. So anything that's got code related to it, things like that. Got a UI folder, and I usually have something called a systems folder too. And this is for things like the game mode, player states, controllers, things like that, that aren't like they're blueprints, but they're not like tied to anything else. They're like more to do overall game. And that's where I put things like inputs and things like that too. And that'd be where I put this game mode, for example. I'll move that to there. And inside systems, I may even have like different folders for different things in here to manage as well. So we'll have input folder. I may have menu things, so menu stuff in there. Save data will probably be in here. So save data. Nope. Things like that would go in here. So yeah. Next up, we have got the maps folder. And in here, I'll break it down per level. So you would have a development maps. This is where you're doing your testing maps, things like that. And then you may have like, I mean, this depends entirely on the type of game you're making, but you may have like level 1. And in that level 1, you'll have your main map. And any sub levels you may have too if you're doing instance levels. You have all that inside there too. Okay, so you have the maps folder, blueprints, systems, and UI. Another one I typically will have is a new folder here for VFX. That'd be for my Niagaras and Cascade particle systems. Another one for audio, for sound effects and music. Again, bring it into another folder here to SFX for sound effects, music. Another one in here for materials. So these are going to be generic materials that are used for like visual things and meshes and things like that. And I'll probably make another folder in here for meshes. And this is where I put my custom meshes that I've made or modeled inside of Unreal. I'll usually put them in a safe space like this. Okay. Inside the UI folder, I'll probably break it down further too. And we'll have in there materials. Now, the difference between this materials folder and the other one is that this one is handling UI materials specifically. Okay. So that's going to be important for that. Much like how in visual effects, we'll have a folder for particle systems. And we have another one for post-processes. And that'd be where the post-process materials go. Okay. And back to my UI, I have materials. Another one here for fonts. And each font will be broken down into its own folder here. So, for example, if I grab a font that I've got downloaded recently, and let's go for this one. I'm going to drag this into my scene. This is just one font. For the first font of a family, you want to click yes. This one called Garrett. Okay. And there's Garrett font, and there's a font face. I'm going to just change this to be just Garrett. Maybe just preface it with the font prefix. But I'll put this all in a folder as well, named after that font. So Garrett here, take both the font and the font face, move them into that folder, and then I'll bring in any other text fonts as well. So that was the book version, and now I want the heavy one. Drag that in, and I don't want to add a new font asset because I'm going to use the same font asset. So I'm going to click no, and go into my font asset here, and I'm going to click on add font, and just choose my Garrett heavy, and rename this thing heavy. And this font family allow me to change it and keep it all organized like that too. But yeah, fonts and things like that there. You may also have things in the blueprint folder broken down further too. So in here, I'll have one for actors. I'll have another one in here for pawns or characters. And in the character, I usually have in here the player folder and also NPC folder. So all of this is obviously dependent heavily on what kind of game you're making, but usually this is how I break it down in a starting sort of point. So in this folder, I have the character base, and then I'd go into the player folder, have the player base class, and any children of that I may have as well. Back into my blueprints folder, I also have a folder for components, and another folder for interfaces. Things like enums and structs, I'll put in my systems folder. So enums, structs, things like that. So I'm keeping them all together because they're kind of used everywhere. But one thing I will probably have in my root folder for my systems folder is going to be a function library. And I usually call this first one my common function library, as it's most likely going to be functions that I can access anywhere. And whilst you're at it, you can also do one for macros as well, if you want to use macros. So do macro library and choose actor as your starting position for this. It means you can use it then on all actors. So we're going to do actor macro library. So now I can access these active macros wherever I want as well. So this, by no stretch of imagination, is the extent of this. This will obviously evolve and change over time based upon the kind of game you're making. Especially as you start adding more and more things to it and getting more complex. But I try to keep it organized still inside this game folder. Outside the game folder, it could be a hellscape because you're just bringing in stuff from the marketplace and it could get all weird. So try to keep it organized in the game folder. And I usually also change the color of this just to make it a bit more obvious and easy to spot. And I'll also make it a favorite, and it will then appear right up top here. Okay, so I can just go into my game folder. There you go, a little glimpse behind the scenes of how I particularly organize myself and get work done inside of Unreal. Obviously, this is going to be completely dependent on the type of game you're making, and you go to what your needs are best for the project. Starting things off with a single game folder usually does help out a lot, rather than having things all over the place. They're all in one central location there. Now, if you like this video and want to see more content and help from myself, you can find all that available and more on patreon.com/RyanLaley, where a donation of just $1 gets you access to all our video content early before everyone else. A massive thank you to all our Patreon subscribers and our YouTube members for the continued support in the channel. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.